All right, Kenman here. We are on die project number 35. Round 2. Fight. I also have die project number 30, the Kaiser LP. We're going to do a little experiment with that one today as well. But the main one is 35, which is the Waxahachie, the Sencut. It's the first fixed blade that we've done. I'm going to stop talking and start dyeing because these videos get long, and if I don't put it in the dye, we're here forever. So, first things first, the Waxahachie, someone has purchased it, one of the subscribers, and they wanted it half and half. So this side's going to be orange. So, splashing it around in this dye that I've already heated up to close to boiling, and now I'm just kind of making sure there are no air bubbles on the part. And then once I'm satisfied, I'm going to just get that over the side here. And boom, that one is away. I got a little dye on my finger. I'm going to rinse that off quick. Dye is magic. It dyes things. If you have a little bit on your finger and you touch your cheek or your shirt or something, it's instant. Okay, other thing we're doing is I have my motorized lift for the Kaiser, so I have it ready. I'm going to wrap this up, drop this in, unwrap them down, and they are under, and they are connected to a motor that is going to lift them slowly out of the water, or out of the dye, extremely slowly. Alright, we are on our way, and that is going to give us a kind of a fade, so as it pulls it out, when it's being removed from the dye, there will be less dye on that area than the dye that's still, the part that's still remaining, so therefore it'll have a fade to it. I did it before. If you want to check it out, bing, right there. I'm going to get my spray bottle. I am in the other room. Heading back. Got this little water bottle. All right. You can see these are starting to come out. I'm going to use this water to rinse the tops as they're coming out. Because if there's dye that continues to sit on there, it kind of will sit and kind of model and continue to put color in that area right there. But with the Waxahachie, we're going to do half this orange, and then I'm going to make a pause, and then we're going to swap the dye out and do the other half in another color. But we're not going to be cutting away. It's all in this video here, so you just get to sit back, relax, and enjoy my editing. So you can see these are coming out. They're getting close to almost all the way out. Orange, I don't know how fast it takes, how fast it's going to go, if we're going to notice it. When we did the last fade, I actually reset and dropped it back down like 3 or 4 or 5 different times to end up with the final product fade. I thought this was kind of a light orange, so it could be darker. Doesn't need to be darker, but I figured I'd try out. I'm going to grab my other one here. Where is it? There it is. This is the other fade that was done, so you can see it's really light here and it's really dark right there. Super dark to super light. Kind of a nice little technique. It kind of gives it that look. This is the Sencut episode. So everyone think about that fade. All right, they are completely out. I'm going to unwind some winds off the motor. Drop it back down. Try to get them straight. One or two more. There they go. Right about there is the best for it coming out even. I'm just going to hold it as it's getting pulled out. It's kind of an experiment. You know, this whole dye project has been a fun little experimental thing. We're on dye 35, so obviously been doing it for a while. Been having some fun. Still got one in limbo that we need to try to get back to, that I've actually been inspired by talking to someone else about something that I want to consider might help. All right, I'm going to give these little rinse. I also hit pause on that motor so they can kind of sit right there for a second. Let that bottom get a lot darker. Oh, wow. I am going to take this out of the off camera and go to rinse. Wow, that orange is amazing. Okay, I'm going to move the Waxahachie out of the way. We do not need that since we need to go switch to round 2 for it anyway. I'm turning the motor back on, multitasking here. I'm going to get these all rinsed down, bring off a ring off of the motor, so they need to slowly come back up. So they should start heading back up again. Give them one more little rinse. How wacky, all right. That's that fade though, it's cool. Okay, Sencut Waxahachie, look at that. This is Jimmy Crow, did you recommend this? I can't remember, comment below. Yeah, I think you did. I think it was Jimmy. This is the apricot. Wow, this really took fast. That's a nice color. What's everyone think about that orange? Very nice. I dig it. I'm surprised that that is as dark as it is, and these are still as light as they are. I wasn't really worried about that getting too dark because these weren't looking so dark coming out. But that's kind of the way dye works. So what's happening here is I'm going to try to see if I can get a fade going on this. This was dye 20 that was already completed. Like I said though, we are on dye 35. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut to after this is done coming out, because this is going to be just put back together. I'll kind of showcase it. Oh, I'm sorry, we're out of focus there. But I'm going to showcase that maybe when they have this done. You can kind of see a little fade going right there. But right now I'm going to cut to when we're about to put the other half of the Waxahachie in the purple, and then we'll finish the purple and get the Waxahachie back together for this dye project number 35. All right, and here we go. All right, so that was easy. Now we've got the purple all heated up, almost boiling. I have the first side done with the apricot orange. Let's get the second side in and then we can chat. All right, same as the first. Gonna splash it around, make sure there's no dry air bubble spots. Side 2 is gonna be purple, looks good. Drop it down and we wait. Just like that. All right, let's go. We're gonna move over here just a little bit. So yeah, we finished side 1 in the orange, or it's apricot orange is the actual color. I've got some dye on my hand, it'll wipe off there. But it turned out really good. I'm excited about this shade. And then what I also did is I took dye project number 30 and we did the fade dye with the motor that slowly pulls it out of the dye, and it gave us this kind of fade. It was already orange, so now it's a darker orange at the very end. What does everyone think about this, huh? This is for the Kaiser LP. But yeah, I am very happy. I decided to try that. Pardon me, sorry, my brain's turned off. This fade dye that I've tested out is kind of neat. This is the other one I did. You can see it's really dark blue at the top, and it drops this really light blue at the bottom. But it's just a small motor that I had hooked up so that it runs at about 3 revolutions a minute and just slowly pulls it up out of that dye. And so since it's doing that, the less exposed areas don't get as dark, and then the most exposed gets the darkest. But I think this orange fade really looks sharp. I can't wait to put that Kaiser LP back together. It's a smooth, cool knife. It is going to look awesome. Let's take a look at this purple. Holy crap. I'm going straight in the water in the back. Ow, hot, hot. Man, okay. Color's going fast today. I'm going to move this over and bring this in so we can take a look. Basically, I threw it in this water bath immediately. Neutralizes the dye and stops it from doing any more. Wow, that's already fast acting. Look at that, huh? Do we want it a little bit darker? I don't think so. This is that moment though where we can decide. That's what's the great thing about doing dye, is you can always drop her back in there and keep going. Let's get that apricot orange one next to it. It's actually pretty good. All right, I'll just put it in for one more minute. It looks like it's going really fast. Just a little bit darker, I think, would be nice. But, you know, it's all personal preference. But I think that the way the orange is, it's kind of, here, I'm actually going to grab this piece. If with this, that purple kind of matches this kind of orange right here. I don't know if that makes sense. But since this is kind of more here, I'm going to bring that purple up a little bit, and I think it'll just, the contrast or the tone of the color will complement each other better. Whatever, Dan. I don't know. You know, and it's just a feeling. You know, like, all right, let's go a little darker. And this stuff is going so fast that 30 seconds really did pop it up just a little bit. All right, I'm going to turn the heat off on the dye. I think we are good. So yeah, if you don't rinse it in water and you just let it sit with the dye on it, it'll be kind of splotchy. And then as it's drying, those splotchy areas will solidify themselves, and then you won't have as even of a dye. If you were trying to get a non-uniform kind of a look, that might be an interesting technique. I've been considering trying to figure out some marbling methods. Stay tuned. All right, so we're gonna dry this off. How long was part 1? 7 minutes, something. Part 2, 5. Just want to see where we're at. Probably 12, 13 minutes in. These can get long, and most of the time it's because I get long-winded and talk too much. Or there's complications putting it back together. You never know putting these back together. I do a lot of research to make sure I pay attention when I take it apart so that I know where everything goes. Just having a talk with someone watching my old Vision FG when I dyed it red, and I thought I was missing a pin. And so I'm looking for a pin that I wasn't missing. You know, I had it in the wrong spot, and so it was sitting right there the whole time. So someone watching that video can watch it back and be like, Kenman, it's right there, it's right there. And I spent like 2 minutes looking before I realized, oh, I don't need it, you know, but it is what it is. I know all the parts I need. I have little areas covered so they don't roll underneath the refrigerator like they did the one time I needed to run downstairs and I had to get a stick. Lots of fun stuff on the playlist for the dye project. All right, so last look at these for the Kaiser LP with that fade. Comment below what you think about that. I'm going to put that together and I'll let you guys see that. We'll do that on another something else. Okay, so I'll make sure these are as dry or completely dry, right? And we're going to shimmy over here just a little bit more. And this should be a fairly easy rebuild. Don't jinx it, right? So there's a little notch for the lanyard. There's really only one way this can go. You say that now, Kenman. Boom. This is the first fixed blade that's been done on the dye project. Not that really, just a little bit easier putting her back together, as you can see. I struggled taking this one apart a little bit because they were so tight. One of them was so tight that I just couldn't get it loose. Like, they had a little bit of that blue Loctite in there, and I struggled because it isn't a captive pivot. You had to hold both sides, and then to get enough pressure, it was kind of difficult. I'm trying to pay attention to centering. When you put a knife back together, you want to be careful so that you recenter it properly, I would say. Not necessary. Feel like I don't need to do both sides. It feels like it's getting really tight without. Excellent. There we are. We have done it. Not bad, not bad. The first fixed blade on the channel here. The die project. God, these look so cool. Get them out of here. Let's showcase this. Sencut Waxahachie has already been purchased by one of the subscribers. I'm going to be shipping this out to them. What does everyone think? All right, we have one Sencut Waxahachie in orange. We have one Sencut Waxahachie in purple. Tell me that doesn't look cool, huh? There it is from the side. Let's get some close-ups. Texture comes out a little bit more every time we do the die, so it's kind of a nice thing. Like I've got some that don't show the texture very well, but once you put that die in there, it really kind of helps those grooves and those cracks pop and look interesting. Kind of see the orange highlighted behind the purple there, and you can kind of see the purple highlighted behind the orange. I hope the new owner likes it. It looks like it's a winner to me. I think I'm going to probably order another one of these. This is a fun knife. I kind of want to carry it a little bit, test it out, but I'm going to be shipping this one out probably tomorrow. Yeah, good stuff. This was die project number 35, part 2. Sencut Waxahachie, two-tone, purple, and apricots. Tell me what you think. And we did this at the beginning as well. I might as well show these one more time. I'll be putting these back together. I'll let you guys see that LP once we do that. Boom, boom. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe if you would like to see more. It helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.